I think it's about time for an update, right, guys? It's been a few weeks since I last updated about my grad school film school experience. So now I'm going to talk about the completion of my screenwriting 1 class. I say screenwriting 1 because there's a screenwriting part 2 like next semester. But anyway, so the screenwriting 1 class is complete. It was a good learning experience. I mean, when I was an undergrad, I was an English major with a concentration in creative writing. So I had several creative writing classes and all sorts of, different types of topics like poetry, which I really wasn't that good at. Fiction writing, science fiction, stuff like that. And it was a good time. So some of the things I was learning really wasn't too new to me. I guess you could say the things that were new to me were like the formatting. When, you want to how to properly format a script and, stuff like that. So, I downloaded the program Final Draft. There's basically, I don't know if it's the most common program, but it's a very common, commonly known and very used program amongst screenwriters. Because it Final Draft, basically what it does, it formats like the script for you properly. Like it already has all the commands pre-programmed into the thing and all that. So you just gotta type away, do your thing, and then it pretty much does the rest for you. It's pretty nice, But so for my screenwriting 1 class, we had different exercises. Like I remember the first day of class, we did an exercise where we just wrote a quick, right there on the fly, write a quick script. You got 5 minutes, and you have to involve props in your script. So, that was, my first exposure. I was like, oh man, this is pretty cool. We're gonna start doing cool stuff like that. Learn to write different ways under the pressure, different time frames, stuff like that. It wasn't really that way. It didn't really turn out that way in the long run. It ended up being, eventually we just started watching movies, every week. Which I'll be honest, I wasn't the biggest fan of. I'm like, I can watch a movie at home. I'm paying to come to class and watch a movie every week. It's come on, this is, what the fuck? Give me a different exercise. Let me learn something new. Let me learn something different. Or try to sharpen certain skills. But you know what? It is what it is. The professor was awesome. Don't get me wrong. The professor was, she's enthusiastic about her career. She's enthusiastic about, screenwriting, about, the film and TV stuff. So that was really cool. She's very knowledgeable. She knows her stuff. And, when you have a professor, it doesn't matter what you're studying in school. You want a professor that's knowledgeable about what they're teaching you. They can give you the ins and outs, tips and tricks, their experiences. So, that was really cool. I'm happy that, she liked what she was doing and she was happy that she was doing. And she actually worked in the business, you know what I mean? So that's freaking awesome. She actually she lived it. She lived everything that she's teaching us. So that right there was, boosted my confidence of all right, I'm in a good class. I'm in the right class. But, we usually did things where we wrote a 3 to 5 script. This is, 3 to 5 pages long. It's supposed to translate to 3 to 5 minutes long on, on the screen of a short film or as a short film, whatever. And then, so that's what we did. We did our first draft, our second draft, we did our rewrites. Then we, threw our ideas in the trash, wrote something new, or at least I did. I freaking abandoned my ideas multiple times. Kept the same concept, but I'm nothing's really working out. And I would say for me, there were times where I was flustered, where I'm I felt the professor really wasn't understanding me. Because I felt I was trying to keep things simple. I'm all right, this is supposed to be our first big major project. It's 3 to 5 minutes long. I'm not trying to get overly complicated with this. I'm trying to keep it simple so I know what I'm doing. And then when it's time to do bigger projects or longer projects, then I could get more complicated. I could get more creative and all that stuff. For me at least, it was just trying to know what I'm doing first. Make sure I know I'm doing it right. So I wrote my script, and there was pushback here and there where I felt the professor didn't really understand what I was trying to say. I'm dude, I'm giving you it works. The idea works. It's simple, but she's not freaking getting it, So that would always frustrate me. But, no fault to her. She's trying to push us to, beyond our boundaries. She's trying to push us to be better, to work harder, to, to just get more creative. I don't know. But she's trying to push us to be better than what, we could be. So that I appreciate it. it was just, certain frustrations where I was like, man, like she's just not getting me, like she wants me to write for her, not write for the audience I think I could cater to. But at the end of the day, I realized, I was like, no, you know what? She's just trying to push me to be the best that I could be. She's trying to push all of us, not just me, my fellow classmates as well, to be, the best screenwriters that we could be. So, at the end of the day, I appreciated that. I realized that. I was happy for that. And now, the script that I wrote, at least the concept, because it's not really my script anymore. Because, if you're not familiar with it as a screenwriter, everything you write down isn't the end all be all. You write your script, you revise it, you rewrite it, blah blah blah, and then you hand it off to the director and the producer and all of them. Once it's out of your hands and it's in their hands, it's fair game. If they want to change something, they're gonna change it. Unless you're really passionate and you really fight it, it's not gonna be your original script. So I handed it off to the director, and a lot of things changed. The characters are mine, the concept is mine. Some of the writing is mine, but quite a bit of it got rewritten. But that's what happens. Like, as soon as you pass it off to your director, whether you're in the learning level of school, or you're in TV, or you're in the movies, if you're independent or you're Hollywood, as soon as it leaves your hands as a writer and it goes to the director, it's most likely going to change. The concept will probably be the same. Some of the characters will remain, but the whole script it's not gonna stay the same. It's gonna change. And that's something that, you accept as a writer. Something that I learned I had to accept as a screenwriter in this class and going forward for my career. Unless I control every aspect of the project myself, it's always going to be changed to someone else's, artistic vision or whatever, because that's just, how the game is. Not mad at that, I understand that. But, this first class... It's actually it's funny because it's the first class that ended, but it's also the first class that we had for the semester. So we started with this class first, and then we ended with it first before we ended the other classes. But, as usual, it's nice to be like, oh, thank God that class is over, because it's one less class I have to deal with. Now I can move on to the next thing, which is focusing on finishing the other classes or focusing on the projects that we got to do. Oh, excuse me. I got a lot of hiccups and whatever. But, it's been pretty nice. I'm happy with the decision so far of being in film school. I definitely learned things I didn't know before from this class, especially with the script writing and formatting and, using Final Draft and, stuff like that. So, but that's pretty much my my update for my reflection, I guess, for my Screenwriting 1 class. I plan on doing a reflection video for my other 3 classes from this semester. And, so, until next time, it's a wrap.